Hi students, how are you? It's Sunday night and this is your video for week 3. This week you have a more substantive writing assignment due, and I'm going to give you some extra time actually. I won't make this one due until Sunday night at midnight. I just know that the first couple weeks of class tend to get a little nutty. If you have noticed, one of the things I do is I front load a lot of the work in this class. I know that a lot of you get really busy at finals and towards the end of the semester. So this class will actually take the gas off of the accelerator a little bit around Thanksgiving and later. Not to say that it's going to be a cakewalk. You still have to be here with me every week. As I've said before, the 2.5 hours that you'd normally be spending in class, you don't have to spend with me in class, but I'm giving you the equivalent of that work in these uploads and other information that I want you to watch. And then there's, of course, your homework time in this class. This week, you're going to be writing a reflection paper for me. There's guidelines on the syllabus about the point value and word length to reinforce that. Oh, here comes the cat. I'm going to say hi, too. Just want to say hi. This is Seymour. Say hi, Seymour. There he is. Just to reinforce, the paper this week is worth 50 points. The minimum word length is 2,500 words. The maximum word length is 3,000. You may say to me, why are you so specific about word length? There's going to be lots of times in your professional career where you're going to be asked to create a draft, respond to a request for proposal, especially if you're working in sales, as some of you hope to work in, where the proposal has very specific guidelines about how long your submission can be, your response to a request or a client's a bid that they want you to basically bid on for the project or the work. So the word length is a good opportunity for you to practice that. Clearly, this is inconvenient. Seymour, can we sit down, please? Thank you. He's an obedient cat. So this week's paper is a personal reflection paper. It's very easy to follow the guidelines. There's a Word document below that has the questions in it that essentially I want you to answer. You're going to answer them in your narrative voice, which means you're really writing them like a storyteller, almost as if you were answering those questions in an interview. And these are typical interview questions that I might ask you. So again, everything in this class I have tried to align or tie back to a real world experience of practicing storytelling, preparing for an interview, thinking about the word length for your paper. There's totally legit reasons why I do all this stuff. It's not just like a whim on my part. So you're going to be answering a series of questions with your narrative voice. I want you to be able to read your paper back to yourself and hear yourself speaking. It should sound like you would talk in a formal or professional context. I am going to be pretty picky about grammar and punctuation. I'm not perfect when it comes to grammar or punctuation either. I still have people proofread some of my work sometimes to make sure that I haven't missed anything. But there are some fundamentals that by now at this point in your college career, you've got to have nailed down. For example, you need to know the difference between there, and there. T-H-E-R-E, T-H-E-I-R, T-H apostrophe R-E, your and your, Y-O-U-R versus Y-O-U apostrophe R-E. There were a couple submissions last week that had a number of typos in them. And I'm not trying to be harsh or critical, I'm trying to be a good coach. One of the things I always used to do in a job interview is I would give somebody a scenario and ask them to draft a quick email response. And it was my way of seeing, can this person that I'm hiring create a well-crafted, grammatically correct, accurately spelled email response to a client so that I'm sure my company is presented in a professional way by this individual if I hire them. So I'm going to keep coaching you on your writing so that you don't have egg in your face, frankly, when you leave school. I'm not letting you walk out with spinach in your teeth and nobody's told you. If you have issues with your punctuation or your grammar, your word choice, I'm going to give you some feedback on that. And I'm going to take points off on your papers for it as well. A fair number of points. I always care about the content as much as I care about the quality of your writing. So you'll always get plenty of points for your content. So this week is about storytelling is the other way to think about it. All you have to do is search storytelling for business. I have a couple of my friends who are lawyers who just went to a storytelling workshop for lawyers to help them become better at trial proceedings, to be better in a courtroom, telling the story of a defendant. Certainly, you want to be able to tell stories about your products. You want to be able to tell stories about yourself. So this first reflective paper is an opportunity to tell stories. It's also an exercise in self-awareness. It's an opportunity to practice really reflecting and thinking and talking about yourself a little bit more. It's an exercise in preparing for the next parts of the semester that are going to come, where you're going to be doing work with emotional intelligence and then picking a couple other books for you to read to help you develop the personal skills, the professional interpersonal skills and competencies that you want to develop. Um, Word length. So I'm just going to summarize here. Let's just do a refresher. Word length has to be no less than 2,500 words, no more than 3,000 words. So use your Microsoft Office counter at the bottom of your screen to keep track of the word count that you have. Make sure that you proofread it, you read it out loud, take it to the writing center. Most of my students who are seniors and preparing for their job interviews use the writing center as much, if not more, than they did as freshmen to help make sure that the quality of their writing is strong. Follow the simple guidelines in the Word document, and this should be a pretty easy peasy week for you. So it's due next Sunday night at midnight. I'm giving you a couple extra days to work on this. That does not mean wait. It means that I'm giving you extra time so you've got really the time to proofread it and deliver something that you're super proud of at the end. If you're hitting a snag, need anything, just give me a call. Happy to talk. And I will talk to you soon. Hopefully this upload's going to go better than my other version did. All right, I'll stop blathering. See you soon.